Good afternoon, everyone. May I have your attention? Thank you. Firstly, we'd like to thank you for taking out time and participating in this round table. Just to give you a brief introduction, we are part of DHL supply chain. I head the retail portion for DHL in India, and I have Kushagar who leads fulfillment activities. Probably we can start with a brief round of introductions. We have been allocated close to an hour to wrap up this roundtable conversation. The broad flow would be that since we have all the industry experts here, we'd like to hear from you on the broader theme, which is around order fulfillment. And we'll touch on three broad topics, and we would like to hear from each and every one of you. Probably we pick and choose, or you yourselves can volunteer to speak on those topics, and then we move along. And then we give you a broad brief as to what is it that DHL supply chain offers with regards to fulfillment in India. So that's broadly the theme. Probably we start with the introductions. Kunal, if you can.
Hi, good afternoon everyone. My name is Kunal. I'm the Vice President for Integrated Packaging Strategy and being in the clothing. And yeah, I'm looking forward to engaging this session with all of you. Thank you.
Hi guys, I'm Harshil Salot. I'm the co-founder of the Sleep Company. We are a comfort tech brand which caters to sleeping and sitting products, and the vision is to really step change the way people sleep and sit.
I'm Deepak, the Managing Director for Timex Group. It's a US-based, US headquartered organization wherein we are into watches, we keep time. And as a group, we are much beyond Timex. We have brands like Versace, Kharbanda, Guess, Nautica, GC as a part of portfolio. We're in the country for about 35 years. I'm happy to be here.
I am Dhruv. I'm the founder and CEO of a company called the Pant Project. We sell custom-made and ready-to-wear pants online and offline. And my family's been in the apparel business 50 years, so third generation entrepreneur.
Hi, I'm Imran, Virji, and I run a chain of stores called Regal Shoes. Regal and Crosshair, two brands that we run. Legacy brand, we've been around for almost 70 years now. And we're looking forward to interacting with you guys.
Hello, namaskar. I am Amit Sarda. I am a co-founder at Soulflower. What we do is we help people to grow good hair and have a glowing skin. That's our धंधा. When people remember us when they see in mirror, उनको याद आता है कि मुझे product अभी चाहिए. So that is what our whole job is to. So we operate out of all over the world and been in this business for the last 23 years now. We get 24. So thank you.
Hi, this is Charles. I'm heading Meena Bazaar. So Meena Bazaar again, it's a women ethnic brand. Since 1970 we are in the market. Expanding a bit well from last one and a half year. We have opened up 19 stores. All like one store every month we are opening up into the market. And that's how our journey is going on. Looking a wonderful session for
Hi, I'm Clement Decastro, and I head operations and customer experience for Lacoste. Lacoste, as you know, in India is a 31-year-old brand, and globally it's 91 years old. Premium British to luxury French sports-inspired brand. Very happy to meet all of you here. Looking forward to a lot of learning, and looking forward to exchanging our opinions about what it will be. Thank you.
Hi, so I'm Mohit Rathod, co-founder of Truly Desi. We deal in dairy products, right from procurement to end delivery to the consumer. That's what we do across 3 cities now and expanding to other cities as well.
I am Satish Karnakaran from Pepe Jeans India. I manage the digital transformation journey there at Pepe Jeans. Wonderful to meet all of you about some interesting discussions. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. I thought we just get this session kick started with introducing DHL. Typically, we get told that introductions are not required. People know DHL, but just to clear the air, in India, DHL is present as 4 entities. Everyone typically knows Blue Dart, and you see our trucks and airplanes flying. It's the express business, DHL Express. DHL Express is responsible for cross-border international small parcel movement. Blue Dart, on the other hand, focuses on courier and in-country logistics. It also has its own fleet of aircrafts. And then, of course, we have another entity called DHL Global Forwarding, which is responsible for, again, international movements, both import and export via air, ocean, even breakdown. This is primarily concentrating on bulk cargo movements or freight, as we call it. And then the team that represents DHL supply chain here, we focus on in-country logistics. We solve for warehousing, fulfillment, and local distribution challenges. That's where the broad theme of the topic is how do you ensure and deliver a state-of-the-art order fulfillment solution. So as we get started on the topic, this is the first bit that we wanted to pick on. We have a very diverse crowd here, right, representing various product categories. Some are very large brands, some are brands who recently come across B2C brands. One thing that remains critical for each and every one of you, and we'd like to hear from you, is experience. An experience which is consistent in nature, we feel directly aids into repeat purchases. So that is one aspect that we've seen. And recently I was speaking to one leading ethnic women's wear fashion brand, and one small nugget of information that they shared with me was that this was around how consumer behavior is sort of evolving. As things stand, about 80% of their business, I'm talking about the online bit, comes from leading marketplaces. So the customer goes to a Myntra or a Flipkart or Amazon, they discover their products there and they tend to order. So 80% is what the marketplaces contribute, and 20% originates from your own brand.com. However, the interesting bit that they told me is that in the next 2 to 3 years, they anticipate the split to change to 50-50. And when we got talking, I asked them, what is it that makes you sort of make this statement that you love a lot of your business coming from brand.com? So what they told me is that the way the customer interacts or let's say discovers the brand, that is evolved. The newer generation likes to swipe up, right? And they are using apps like Instagram, etc., where these companies tend to spend money and sort of drive customer acquisition. So what happens is when you see an ad and you like the product, you like the look and feel of it, you tend to click on that ad, you end up directly landing on the web page of that brand. Now, essentially, what you're then doing is you've been successful in bringing the customer there, but how do you ensure that their experience is at the same level that a marketplace offers? Right? Because it's the same product, we are assuming that the pricing also remains the same, but then what probably differentiates and ensures repeat for you is probably the experience. So that is where we wanted to hear from each and every one of you. Probably Deepak, if you can just get us started, and then we open the discussion to the table.
Yeah, so what you said is exactly true for us. Of our online business, which is 30%, 80% still comes from marketplaces, whether we operate through 1P or 3P, but about 18-20% comes from corporate. But this 20% actually is strategically more important than the other 80%. Commercially, of course, it makes sense. 1P is the best thing to do, to supply to them, you don't have to get into any operations, and then you get paid pretty fast, and there's zero operation, returns management, fulfillment, everything is handled by them. But the fact remains, you are building the brand, and you are probably protecting the brand. So for that, the experience is important. So while we do more business on marketplaces, the focus on the experience remains hugely on our .com. And for us, there are three things. If I have to say, what do we ensure it is there? One is, of course, the UI UX, the journey online when they are shopping is as seamless as possible. But more important than that is, you have some brand promises. You keep those promises up once they have shopped. And then the second piece is, most of the time communication is the key. You keep them informed about, where the parcel is, when will it come, if there's a delay, what the reason is. And thirdly is, of course, unboxing. That also becomes very important. So it's like you commit less and deliver more. If you can deliver in 48 hours, you give them 72 hours, deliver in 48 hours. The delight is very different. And then when you are unboxing, that is when we are into a category which is highly engaging. Watches are, you don't buy every 3 months. You buy probably at best once in a year. So that you can't miss that chance to delight your consumer while they are receiving. And then, of course, you make return as easy as possible, because that's another thing which generally is a concern in .coms. I've seen so many sites where they don't even have an option to do digital return. They have to call a number. That kind of, we have to evolve a lot in our .coms as compared to the. So these are the three things. One is UI UX, so they have experience. Secondly, you deliver, better than their expectation. And thirdly, you ensure that the unboxing and the packaging and the customized message which is there, coupled with easy returns in case they have any concerns, and then the process, it should not be like the return has happened, but the funds have been transferred after a week. Yeah? So you're competing against the marketplaces where it is as smooth as 2 hours of pickup, you get the money. Yeah? So these are things which we need to still evolve. I think as a .com, not only for myself, I'm saying generally involvement. We really have to be, we have to evolve a lot, because it is still seen as a channel which is, as Imran was mentioning, which is right also. It's a channel wherein probably you don't make money at this point in time because cost of acquisition is still very high, and logistics and the reverse logistics side. But we need to ensure we evolve and we give the experience rather than take this as a sales channel. So that's what we are working on.
Can we get another mic?
Anyone else wants to add on to what Deepak mentioned? We'd like to hear from probably Harshil. Your journey has been primarily, if I understand it correct, online focused, and you've been a D2C brand that's come up.
So, the genesis of our business is D2C, right? So, I just feel that if you're connected directly to the customer rather than through an interface which doesn't understand the customer better, you can understand their needs and their problems in a much better manner. So we started as a digital first company, but our focus was always to have more and more business on our own website and less reliance on marketplaces, because we just thought that we would be able to serve the customer in a better manner. And obviously we partner a lot and work very closely with Blue Dart, who's our primary logistics partner, to really engage with the customers even post the delivery that has happened. Over a period of time, we've become an omni-channel company. Now we're the fastest growing comfort tech company. We open one store in the country every 5 days. We currently have 85 stores, and the idea is to take it to about 150 by end of this year. So the fulfillment becomes omni-channel. So we realize that the customer might discover you online but buy offline, or vice versa. And over a period of time, it's going to be very seamless, where online and offline is just going to be a different channel or a touch point for either discovery or purchase. And we want to ensure the same seamless customer experience across channels. So whenever you're buying from our own store, the fulfillment still happens through a warehouse like it would happen from an online order. You would still get the same messages, you would still have the same policies. And today for us, 85% of our business is B2C. And we just think that we can constantly keep getting feedback from customers on their pain points and keep improving on our offerings because of that.
Thanks. So, if I were to summarize what both of you said, in your case for Timex, you only get, let's say, in a typical year, 3 shots at delighting the customer, right? So, watch as a segment isn't something that you buy repeatedly. So, you need to ensure that whenever it is that the customer buys that product and he opens the box or the unboxing experience, you get it right there. And what you mentioned, Harshil, is that it's always better to be directly connected with the customer so as to understand their pulse better. Customers are evolving, business models are evolving, it's getting more and more omni-channel. They may discover you online, but eventually end up probably buying the product offline. So you ensure seamless experience across all sales channels. So that's a good take on it.
It's not just delivery at particular transaction, it is also the brand. So good experience it can go a long way, but bad experience can go a longer way. Yeah, so you have to ensure you are not taking it as a transaction, but taking it as a brand reputation.
Thank you. Vishakar, you want to take this up?
So, just on the continuation of what we were discussing, there are orders coming from different sources now, not from typical marketplaces, it's brand.com, it's social commerce as well. For someone like you, it's like make to order kind of a thing. So, how do you manage that, the uniformity of order fulfillment, the experience that the customers have, and then maybe a return leg as well, if possible? How do you manage it across these sectors and across different expectations of the customer?
Yeah, so like Harshil, we're a digital native brand. The first 2 years of our existence were just on our own website. We served 100,000 customers on our site before launching a marketplace. And website is still like 75% of our business. 2 tracks to the business: to custom made and ready to wear. And the custom made business takes us like 7 days to dispatch a custom made pant to customer. I think something key there is managing the expectations of the customer while they're waiting. And so we've actually built tech in the factory to track the pant in each stage of production. And we send an email update to the customer and even show them a behind the scenes on the production so that they know when the pant is being cut, when it's going to stitching, when it's in quality control. That really reduces anxiety. I think we also use Blue Dart primarily as our logistics partners. We've realized if we take 5 to 7 days to make the pant, it's super important to get it to the customer as quickly as possible after that. And so the trade-off on trying to save on logistics costs versus just spend to make the customer have the best experience is just worth investing in that. I think the ready-to-wear part of the business on marketplaces, it's operationally less complex. As Deepak was saying, you can use Fulfill by Amazon, you can use solutions where you're warehousing with the marketplace. Another interesting part about custom-made business is the reverse logistics on alterations. So we actually offer free alterations. And that's a fit guarantee to our customers that if the pant doesn't fit you, we'll pick it up, we'll do the alteration and send it back to you. That's a critical function. When we started the business, we used to get about 70% of orders first time right. I think with the data we have now on fit for our customers, we get 90% first time right. But that still means 10% of customers have reverse logistics and we're sending a pant back. That we managed to do within 48 hours. So I think a critical ops part of the business is ensuring the 10% of customers who don't get fit right the first time are satisfied. And it's worth investing in that because you end up seeing loyalty actually be really high in a customer who wasn't happy with the fit, you did everything to make it right, and then they end up sticking with you because once they've got the fit right, they can just seamlessly repeat with those stored measurements.
Yeah. So we have Dhruv on one end of the products spectrum, where it is a customized experience. However, we have Satish here and Clement here from Pepe and Lacoste, which are ready to wear products. How is it different for you?
At Lacoste, we tend to keep our approach very simple, and we follow a back to basics approach in this huge tide of a lot of technological advancement and all these things that we generally tend to rely on and get lost somewhere. Our approach is to essentially keep the customer at the center of every process and do a backward working with respect to understanding that if you think from a customer standpoint, what they're really looking for is something very simple, which is delivery in time. And like you said, you were focusing on their overall experience. You may spend a lot of money globally on marketing campaigns, your creative directors would be doing and putting in a lot of hard work to launch seasons, etc. But for an online customer, if the delivery didn't happen in time, I mean, none of that really matters. So the product is already ready to wear, like you said, but one gap in the process of delivery or packaging, as simple as that, really could damage the brand repute. And it's very important that we maintain that repute, And so it's always good to keep the philosophy very simple and have that back to basics approach. In my designation, it's always been, like in Shoppers Stop, you have MD and CEO and customer service representative at the Azure title. I think I really love that a lot. And what we also did was to add customer experience ambassador as a designation to a lot of our people who are directly involved in handling customers. So that they don't forget that sales is only one part of the business. Customer experience and delivering quality delight to the customer is what the core ethic of the brand is.
Thanks, Clement. So, Satish, I wanted to understand, just continuing on what Clement said regarding experience. Now, the whole point is that, I don't know whether it's a choice or it's something that you have to live with, that you have to work with multiple channels, and within, let's say, the same channels, work with multiple partners. That adds an unnecessary layer of complexity to your supply chains. How do you manage that?
So, as you rightly pointed out, the challenge is to Pepe has grown up as a B2B business with distribution, with retail outlets, etc., etc. The digital journey started about 7 to 10 years back, and it accelerated with COVID. So that for some time it was like two organizations within one, trying to compete for attention and also to compete to service the customer, etc. But COVID changed a lot of that. Basically, we had to move into omni-channel, and then we suddenly had our physical world collide with the digital world, and then had to put the processes and systems together for that. But today, and we used to have inventory reservations across channels, so you would have somebody serving distribution channels. Now we have, the way we have approached it is, we knew that this cannot be solved by anything other than technology. So we implemented quite a few technology initiatives which allowed us to be able to keep a common pool of inventory. At the same time, to be able to fulfill orders from multiple locations, not just our e-commerce platforms, but from other retail stores, etc. So that's one thing that has worked out very well. The second thing that we have done, I think, fairly well, is the process of harnessing data across channels, and then looking at that to make decisions on where to keep what and what to forward positioning, etc. That has worked out very well. We also had some work with a partner to get our package tracking mechanism to be far more robust. Earlier, in a B2B customer, if you send it out it will reach Bihar in 5 days. So we just need to wait for 5 days and then figure out whether it's reached or not. But now it's not the case. So we need to track the package at every stage and also get the customer to see where we are going. We also did a number of things on the user experience side of the equation, where for 5 years back, if a person logs in, he or she will always see a menswear in the front page of the website. So now we have personalized the front page. What comes in is based on what the customer has bought before, etc. So a lot of those things have helped us get better. The other big thing that we did is we decided that we are not going to be the best in terms of being able to provide this logistics, all the challenges around it. So we started partnering with specialists in this field. We said in the morning we were also talking about it. We reached out to people who have already done it and are doing it for multiple clients, and then leverage the goodness of what they have done. So that also helped us.
I think so. I just add on to what Satish was saying is, I think Satish and being in a company for us, journey is more or less the same that we have done. For us, the digital journey started about 2.5 years back, and we were clear on two fronts. The customer today wants seamless experience, as I was talking about, but he also wants, because paucity of time that we have, he wants quick solutions. We were very clear that one, we want to give a seamless experience, but second, we want to give them a quick experience also. So for that, as you were talking about, our journey started 2.5 years back, and one thing that we saw critical in the whole thing was having an OMS partner on board who consolidates my inventory across all the channels and makes it live, whether it's an e-com or even whether it's an offline channel of my store also. So anywhere the store is stock is available, the OMS partners consolidates it, and as he rightly said, you give it to a partner who can deliver it much better, like a DHL or something else, who manages much better. We also went one step back to saying warehousing or logistics is a solution that we are not very good at. We are retailers at the end of the day. So why don't we outsource? And then we partner with the best in the industry to manage our warehousing. Partner with best in the industry to manage the last mile logistics for us. Once that was done and became a decent way, third thing that we realized was we need to have product at the right place. We can't have my inventory just lying at my warehouse. Anytime you walk into any store of ours, you'll have about 30 to 40% of options live over there, but then we use a lot of options which are available in other channels also. So what we did is we partnered with an Israeli company for our inventory management tool, wherein we started looking at which product is selling where. Classically, we talk about slow movers, fast movers. With this tool that we were there, the replenishment became much faster. The ISTs became much, interest transfer became much faster. And we did about, ISTs we started about this season. I think we were something about 3 interest transfer. With the first batch of whatever we have transferred, 50% got sold out in the next 30 days. It was phenomenal. The second batch of 37% got sold out in the first 8 days. So it's a journey for us. But I think so as from when we talk about customer experience, we believe seamlessness and quickness in delivery makes a lot of difference. And all our efforts right now are geared towards living on these two parameters, what we can do the best.
Thanks. So, what I gather is data plays an important role. Important to, keep products in the right place so that they sell. And something that is music to our ears is what Kunal and Satish said, that you would prefer partnering with a 3PL who probably understands how to manage an operation or a warehouse operation or logistics instead of keeping it in-house. So, yeah, that's a good takeaway. So, we'd like to hear from Mohit, Amit, Imran. Unfortunately, this is something that is not something that we can ignore or something that we can prevent. If you end up selling your products on multiple channels, you unfortunately have this big evil or problem of returns, right? This is a big problem that needs to be taken care of So, how do you manage product returns, right? Both operationally, and B, how do you put in practices which sort of prevent returns in the first place sort of coming up? So we like to hear from three of you.
So, I mean, in our case, we don't take returns from customers because I mean, we are in a perishable food industry and taking returns from customers, it doesn't make sense for us or even the customers. So the only way out is you refund the money if the product is damaged or the product hasn't reached the customer on time or if there is any other, if the product is lost. So, but yes, we do get returns. We call that return to vendor (RTV). That normally happens when retailers send back the products or quick commerce platforms send it back or easy commerce third-party platforms will send it back to us. So it depends on the shelf life of the product. Like I mean, if milk comes back to us, we first check the basic parameters if the acidity or the pH is in place or not. And if the acidity is right and if the milk is in a condition where we can reprocess it or we can convert it into some other product, we do that. Or in cases where nothing can be done, then that comes to wastage. But in our case, generally in dairy industry, companies try to keep their wastage percentage below 5%. I mean, in our case, it is somewhere about 1.5 to 2% on daily basis. But yeah, at the same time, if we have losses due to breakage in a cold chain or there's any problem or any fault in the entire supply chain, then that's when our supply chain team gets into the whole thing and they sort it out. So, I mean, talking about what you guys have been talking earlier, and I wanted to make a point there that what we do is we have a couple of central hubs in all the cities we are operating in, and we have made smaller hubs. So, like in Mumbai, we have about 10 mini hubs and one central hub. It helps us reach the customer on time because on supply chain part, we have made two promises to our customers that the product which you get in the morning, it is either built 12 hours prior to your delivery or it is made 12 hours prior to your delivery. So it is freshly delivered, number one. And if we fail to deliver any of our products before 7 a.m. in the morning, then it's free for the day. So these are the two promises which we are bound to deliver if we, in our business. So the supply chain plays a very important role here, and considering dairy products, the cold chain has immense importance because the product has to be under at below 4 degrees Celsius, and it gets very difficult to maintain that. For if you are running operation at a smaller scale. So initially we faced a lot of trouble. We struggled a lot with the supply chain because most of our products were sent to different cities in a shared van or in a shared structure where there was no accountability from the vendors, from the transport vendors. But now everything is supplied in our cold chain and which is owned by us. So that's where the accountability comes in.
Right. So what you're basically saying is, considering the nature of your product, you don't want returns to be more than 5%.
Right.
And the very nature sort of prevents circularity in your supply chain. Right? Once it returns back, you can't effectively resell it.
Right.
But this experience is peculiar and specific to your product category.
Right.
Probably for Amit, Imran or Sharoz, the experience with regards to managing returns would be different. We'd like to hear from you.
Yeah, I think returns is possibly the biggest pain point for all the retailers. The moment you said returns, I saw like a wry smile on everyone's face around here, at least most of them. Yeah, it is something that everyone seems to be working on, but there are a few things that you need to kind of keep in mind. One is you have to make sure that the seamlessness of the experience that everyone is talking about remains intact when you're trying to reduce your returns. Because we're all trying to reduce returns. Footwear, for instance, 35% is the average return, thanks to our sizing peculiarities. So the moment we try and reduce our returns, maybe you cut down on CODs a little bit, or you lengthen the COD process, you're ruining, or you're sort of ruining the experience for the customer. You're making it more difficult, which is something that every brand wants to avoid. We need to make sure that the seamlessness of our experience offline and online remains. So that's something that we've done. We've tried to work on prepaid and CODs in ways where it's cut down. So another very important thing is you have to kind of communication with the customer, I think, is key over here. So I was just telling Deepak earlier, one of the things that we've started doing is actually physically calling every customer that does a return from our team. So we've got a couple of girls just sitting and making calls. It's one little BPO, but we are hoping to kind of outsource that eventually. But we felt that that's something that's made a big difference to our returns. So the moment you speak to the customer, you will get reasons which are easily avoidable. It could simply be the person did not call me up before coming to my house, or the size was a little too small. So if you give me another size right now, I'm ready to buy. So we've managed to convert about 20 to 25% of the customers who are doing their returns and RTOs. So yes, returns is a reality of e-com in India, and probably more in India than almost anywhere else across. And it's something that we're all going to have to keep figuring out better and better ways without spoiling the customer experience.
John, I think your context at the start when you said the customers are scrolling like this. My customer is slightly different. It's a Tinder generation, very young people. 14 to 24 is my 60% customer. And they are swipe left, swipe right. If anybody knows about Tinder, Tinder kind of. And so this whole generation is a cancelling wala generation. They can just cancel a brand or cancel an order. Now our worry always comes is, do we want them to cancel an order, or we are always fearful they should never cancel my brand. Cancelling brand is like, no, never mind this. One is definitely the experience he spoke about, you spoke about. But one thing what we understood was, when you make people fearless, what is fearless? We used to not have that. We used to always take any return. By chance product का issue है, कुछ है, जो भी है. We used to have 5 to 7% return. We actually went out on our website. We said, even if you use our products, you can return it back to us. We'll be more than happy to take your products. So our return today is only 2%. Some e-commerce are talking. Why? Because the customer is fearless. Our products are not as expensive as your Timex or your shoes. They are 400, 500 rupees product. But the fearlessness has helped us to reduce our return. Definitely we do these callings. We have other pin code analysis. We have people like Duda, delivery, who help us to tell us which pin codes are more delinquent, where we are getting more returns. We control a lot of COD and prepaid through some apps. So I think that is what has helped us. But this whole generation which we are handling today is very, very, very unsure about things. So I think that speed is also very important, which we spoke about. Having multiple locations in India, having more than 60-65 points, where if I could deliver a product to somebody in Bangalore in a day's time, great. So that the chance of return is much less. So speed is something very critical for us, and that trust issue.
So, as you said, it's a fickle generation, if I would understand it. So you overcome that problem by offering, fearless experience. Right? Yes. So that is a very interesting take on solving the returns problem. Probably, Sharuz, we'd like to hear from you, and then we close the session.
Right. So in our case is something same like Mohit ji as the kind of perishable items. So when I say perishable items, we customize the product for customers. It's a bridal wear or occasional wear. So when it's got customized, it is when it got written, it is of no use for us. So again, so 2-3 points that we are very clear on to it. Okay, effective communication is very important. It is the key, to have a great experience of the customer. So, whatever be the progress in from punching the order to delivering the order, whatever be the process as follows, we always communicate everything to the customer. We, when they are placing an order, we manually call the customer, take the sizes because most of the online business is coming from the overseas. So, people ordering from Canada, USA, UK for their bridal outfits. And bridal outfit or occasional wear is something which is very, very, what I can say, very cautiously that we have to maintain that. So, we 2 to 3 times call the customer, ask the proper sizes, and then inform her about the whole journey that we are going from the or punching the order to the delivery order. Coming on to the written part, it's very important because again, it's a loss for us if the written comes because it is of no use for us. So we are very clear about it. Here, this is the sizes that you have give us, and we noted that thing, we manifest that thing, we give the details to the customer that yes, this is still if you face some issues, we do again a customization, but yeah, we don't prefer to do refund or return kind of a thing. We do alteration again for you without any cost, but yes, no return and no refund in that case because again, that's a loss for us. That's where effective communication is very important in that. When you inform the customers की anxiety थोड़ी कम हो जाती है. ठीक है, trusted brand है, कोई अगर problem आएगा तो they can solve. So that's the main.
So interesting to hear how each one of you tackles the problem with regards to return. Various means to an end is how I would sum it up. Thank you everyone for the time you were able to cover and pick your brains with regards to the individual topics that you wanted to speak today. Hand over the mic to Dhruv to sort of take you through what we have to offer with regards to DHL supply chain. Probably start with a broad introduction and then move on. Thanks.
Hello everyone. I think we all heard all of you speak, and if I were to summarize the mood and how our consumers, who are finally your customers and as part of the ecosystem, our customers' customers, instant gratification is the word which comes to mind. Everybody wants choices, everybody is choosy, picky, and as players in this ecosystem supporting you in your growth with your customers, we want to offer our platform, which also over the years has become nimble because you have to cater to your customers' whims and fancies, if I were to call it that. This is the platform that we have built over the years, present across the country in various micro markets. We hear typically India, Bharat, other terms that are used. It is a platform across the country. These are some of the brands which we work with. We have a couple of slides where we show from the largest to the smallest. It's a wide range, Indian ethnic, MNC, footwear, etc. etc. So this is the footprint, overall 13 million plus in India. If you move to the retail, it's about 3 million. So, the retail journey in India and brands like you who have grown over the years, their support, our services to you have also grown. So we've grown tenfold in the last 10 years, and this platform now is at a scale which can be provided to all of you on a really flexible plug and play basis. If you move to the next slide, this is the platform we talked about. I think Vikas talked about it in one of the sessions previously. I think the two center pieces where I would want to focus your attention on. These are plug and play offerings. Of course, we have the large warehouses. If anybody of you would like to explore a very large inventory stocking point, we are there to serve you. But the two buckets that you see in the middle, these are plug and play services which any of you can. There was a session we were in before. They talked about capsules, how you test the market before you're launching a new season, or the brands do that. These products can also be offered to you as a tester. You can come try this out. These are all connected to all marketplaces. You want to do your B2B fulfillment. All of this can be part. It's an India-wide commercial. You want to put your inventory in multiple cities. That also is possible. For the fulfillment, which is forward, and for the returns, where you would need some amount of processing, some amount of disposition, maybe some amount of refinishing. All of these are co-located facility in centers across India. So we would request you to, obviously we'll be in touch with you, but please look at them as a platform available for you to support your growth. Sustainable packaging, sustainability analytics, depending on every company, is in various maturity levels, achieving certain sustainability goals. The e-commerce industry has moved towards it completely from a packaging perspective. Those are the areas we consider. Just last two slides quickly on the case studies. If you could just move. Okay, fair enough. Just move. Yeah, this is, for example, a very large. We just wanted to give you the scale and the breadth of the operations we can run. We run a national distribution center, for example, for a very large sportswear brand. 120,000 orders in a BAU scenario. We all know it goes 3x, 4x sometimes during certain times of the year. And if we move to the next slide, it is 200 outbound units per day. Yeah, and that is also a reality and sitting on this platform that we have from a fulfillment center perspective. So just wanted to give all of you guys, gentlemen here, a view on the length and breadth of the services we can provide. And with this, we end our presentation and session. And thank you for contributing